Hey everyone, welcome to this video. In the previous class, we were able to animate our cube. In this video, we'll be exporting our animation. Finally, we're going to go over exporting our animation. As you can see, we have something really cool here. I'm just going to go over some settings that we already went through in the beginners course. So yeah, just follow my step by step and you'll be fine. So cycles, you're just going to make sure this is in cycles, obviously, and then supported as well, features are supported. Device to GPU. If you want to see me break down most of the settings properly, I'll advise going to the intermediate or the beginners course, so that you have a bit of a background for this. Our viewport doesn't really matter now, but for instance, if you are having issues with your viewport render, what you could have done, what you can do is probably bring down this sample to like 100 or something. It doesn't matter now, but it's also something to speed up your viewports. Now in render, let's just minimize this. In render, we're going to put this at 0.01, which is already that, and then we're going to put this at 300, right? You can use higher. Basically what this means is the higher it is, the slower it is, the lower it is, the faster it is. Basically higher means more samples, so it's going to take more time to render. Lower means low samples, so it's going to take less time to render. So you're just going to have that enabled to your this might be unchecked or by default, so just check it and press the drop down, and then make sure you click on open image noiser, and make sure this is on high, and then make sure this is on use GPU. You don't need to go into light, you don't really need to go to advanced. In light paths, these are basically, again, I'll reference the beginners, but basically this is the amount of resources you're allocating to different things, to your diffuse material, glossy, transmission, your volume, and your transparent. Also, one thing we can do here is if we want to add more atmosphere to this render, one thing we can do is go ahead and add a volume. Now, what is a volume? A volume, basically, if you notice in real life, you would see that okay, we already have something here. Do we already have a volume? I do not think so. If I go to shader, okay, we don't have a volume. So if you notice in real life, light doesn't just pass, like it doesn't just, it's not blank, it's not completely basically, you when you look at light in real life, for instance street lights, you see that there's a small halo, regardless of how small, around our light bulb, and that is what you call your atmosphere. That is what you call yeah, basically that's what you call atmosphere, and you can make that in Blender, and it gives it more realism, basically. So maybe what we're going to do is we're going to use this entire cube, but so that we are not using unnecessary resources, I'm just going to drag this up, and then Alt A, scale, and then new, and then I'm going to delete this, and then I'm going to add a principled volume, and then I'm going to plug this principal volume here to my material output. It's a little bit weird now, but let me see, give me a second. If I come to this, okay, let's try it this way. Let's try it this way. Let's go to principal volume, right? And you go to yeah, let's go to surface rather, and then go to principal volume. So you just have that like that. It's supposed to be on your volume, not your surface, so it's a bit weird. So let me increase the density and see what happens. Is our volume is high, so I don't know why it's given that weird scale. Yeah, something is definitely wrong, and I don't know what it is. So just what we're going to do is I'm going to create a new cube. So I'm going to go to Shift A, cube, and I'm going to move this. I'm going to press M and move this to light. So I'm going to now scale this up more, up all the way. until it covers our lights, and not our lights, until it covers our camera and all the scene. So you can see everything is dark now. So that's not what we're looking for. What we're going to do is now I'm going to apply scale. I'm going to go to new, shift A. I'm going to delete this, shift A, volume, and then select this and then bring this to volume. Perfect. Now that's it. That's supposed to happen, don't worry. Don't mind me, I'm saying perfect. Everything went black. I'm going to delete because my auto key is on, so this probably has animated itself automatically. I'm just going to go ahead and turn off auto keying so that we don't make any mistakes. Then I'm going to go to shader, and then so that we can see we can see our scene, we can see our scene entirely in our viewport. I usually just convert this visibility, in viewports I usually convert this to wire, so that here over in our viewport you can see what's happening. But don't worry, it's going to be still black here. So we need to adjust the density and the anisotropic values. So if I just come to density and I reduce it all the way, you see we begin to see our scene, but you can see that we're having a foggish kind of results now. I'm going to increase the anisotropy a bit up, so that that glow is closer to our light source. We're just going to increase this so you can see. Still going to increase this, maybe reduce it a little bit to 0.9, to this to 0. Should we try 5? Okay, 5 is too much. Also you can see that our backlight is showing here, like if what you're seeing here, this random block boxes are backlight. So what we can do is I can hide it, but I really still want its effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to lights, and then I'm going to come, is it lights? Okay, I don't think it's light, I think it's objects, visibility. I'm going to come to volume scatter, and we do not have that anymore, but we still have its effects in the scene. You might not be able to see, but if I just scroll this, you'll see that this is still in effects. So that's perfect. Now if you see the before and after, you would be amazed at how much our volume adds to our scene. Okay, if I don't need to do that, I'll just come here and hide. See, it gives it more atmosphere basically. So yeah, that's it. Let's get back to our render settings. If I should just come to what do you call it? Okay, so that's let's come here. So for transmission means just transparency. So that is just so high, and we don't have any really transparent material here. So this can go all the way to like 4, and then this can come all the way to 8 obviously, or 5. Should just make 5 the highest, and then volume 5, transparent 3, honestly transparent 3, glossy, okay, glossy can be that. So our highest will now be 5. And yeah, that's basically most of it. So also make sure you enable motion blur, and in your performance, also in performance enable persistent data, and then color management, make sure this is at AGX, and yeah, we're basically done. We have put our animation and it's ready for exports. I'm just going to save this, render. Also before you render, make sure you come to your timeline. I know we've already done this, but make sure this is at 150. Also before you hit render, I forgot again, make sure this is at 24 frames per second. Come to your file format, change to TIFF. Then I think that's mostly it. Post processing, you can disable sequencer if you want. I usually do that, and then you just want to click on your output and just navigate to where you want to save this. I will be saving this in work. Basically, I'm going to save this in work. Export and accept, and then we are set to go, and then just going to render and render animation.
Hey everyone, so we've come to the end of intermediate. It's been an interesting journey. We've been able to put together a full animation from start to finish. You can adjust certain things, you can change colors, you can try and make a different version of what you've made for this course. You can try and do different things. You can make the concrete more wet. You can try to use a sphere rather, or a cylinder as opposed to a cube. You have creative freedom. Remember that this is supposed to be a launch pad to launch you to be able to sustain yourself making any scene. So in the next course, we'll be focusing on a few systems we haven't talked about, mostly particle system and the physics based system in Blender. See you in class.